Although this matcha is delicious, why does it cost more than my rent? That's London pricing for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to Silver Tea Light. So, I have finally done it. I've got my new camera and I'm using it to record this video right now. My trusty Canon M50 has been amazing, but let's be real, it's like carrying around a small child at this point. When you're out and about and you're vlogging your heart out and your arms start screaming at you for carrying so much weight, I think it's time for a change. And that's where this little beauty comes in. The DJI Osmo Pocket Creator Combo 3. Tiny, powerful, and apparently capable of making me the next Casey Neistat. Or at least that's the pep talk I gave myself when I splurged £549 on this beauty during the Christmas sale. Was it a painful splurge? Yes. Do I regret it? Let's find out. Now here's the cool part. This entire video is filmed on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Yep, you're watching me in glorious 4K right now. So if you're wondering about what the quality is like, there's no need for me to waffle on about specs because you can just see for yourself. In this video, we're going to test it all out. The stabilization, the audio from the mic, which I'm connected to right now, and even how it handles low light. But first, let's see if this thing is actually the game changer it promises to be, or if I've just bought myself a very fancy gadget for Instagram reels. So sit tight. Whether you're also a fellow vlogger, a travel enthusiast, or someone who just loves fancy gadgets just like me, we're diving deep into this little powerhouse. And hey, no faffing about. I want you guys to see exactly what this camera's all about. Alright everyone, ASMR unboxing time. Because honestly, the sound of peeling off stickers is my therapy. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the case this all comes in. It's sleek, compact, and honestly feels so premium. Everything has its own little slot, which makes organizing your gear super satisfying. There's even a magnetic slot inside the case for the wide-angle lens. It's such a thoughtful touch, except I nearly panicked for a second because I thought that there was a black mist filter included. Spoiler alert, there's not. You can buy one separately if you need it though. Pro tip, the wide-angle lens is incredible, but also tiny. Like blink and it's gone if you lose it. Replacing it will cost you around 50 quid, so hold on to it like it's your last hair tie. Seriously. Here's the main star, the Osmo Pocket 3. Look at it! It's so tiny, like a little robot head on a stick. Lightweight but solid. This thing really feels like it's ready to work. Next up, we've got the wireless mic, which is already synced up for you. So you just clip it on and bam, your audio game is officially leveled up. No more shouting over the wind while trying to vlog outside. And then there's the tripod. It's sturdy, compact, and folds down into almost nothing. I'm honestly impressed by how well everything is designed. And now back to my normal voice, because the last thing I want is for this to become an ASMR channel, unintentionally. So there is a catch. You can't even turn this camera on unless you have the DJI MIMO app installed, and that is only available on the Apple Store and not the Play Store. So if you're an Android user, I am so sorry. And make sure you have a micro SD card too, otherwise without one of those things, this is basically just a very fancy, very quiet, high-tech paperweight. Or as I like to call it, a high-tech fidget spinner. Overall, after unboxing this, everything feels like it was designed to be very portable and very easy and on the go. If first impressions mean anything, DJI is definitely delivering the goods. Now, let's take this little powerhouse to the test. First stop, Tesco to go buy some olive bread. Sourdough, to be specific. Picture this, Friday night, 9 PM. Me thinking I'm dodging rush hour by going at this time. I was wrong. Security guard had been following me around for a good 20 minutes until I stumbled across the world food section and thought, let me just seek refuge right here. I even started popping random drinks into my cart at this point, which I did end up buying as well. I even pulled out my phone so I don't look sus, but it was not working. I needed to remind myself, I'm here on a mission. What am I here to get? I'm here to get my olive sourdough bread, so that is exactly what I did. Listen guys, this was meant to be a cute little Tesco vlog where I take you through my shop, but I failed. I still feel a bit awkward because I am used to vlogging in other countries, not my own. Here we are, testing out the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. We've got the music playing above me and aunties fighting about the prices of avocados a few hours down. Let me know what you think about the audio quality. I did get some cinematic shots though, let's not lie. I had to press my camera on the handrail of this shaking shopping trolley. But look, the stabilization did such a great job. You can't even tell that I'm filming in the middle of an earthquake. Oh yeah, side note, these Arla protein drinks, 10 out of 10. If you had Yazoo before the sugar tax, this is exactly what that tastes like, but probably even better. Oh, and look at that autofocus. This French butter is elite. This on that olive sourdough bread, chef's kiss. Anyways, enough waffling around. Let's forget this disaster happened and redeem ourselves in the next few clips. So I've got the mic hidden under my scarf. As you can hear, I'm gonna attempt this again. It is a Saturday morning and it is exactly 2:30 p.m. I've already eaten, but I can't say no to a good matcha. I'm taking you guys out again in -2 degrees, so y'all better be thankful. Plan is we're gonna go to a cute cafe, grab some coffee or tea. I'm gonna film a little aesthetic vlog so we can really put this camera to the test. I can't guarantee my anxiety won't be acting up, but if I am gonna suffer, at least I'm suffering in 4K and you're coming along with me. Beautiful aesthetic vlog in the ghetto. We have made it out. I'm testing the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 in daylight settings. 4K at 30 frames per second. It is slippery though, oh my god. I have to be careful because there's literal ice on this bridge right now and I'm not trying to make a fool of myself. I've got the face track enabled and it's following me. Oh my god, it actually follows me. That's crazy. Sorry guys, this is meant to be professional. We don't keep it that professional here, let's not lie. Let's go. Oh, and don't be fooled by the weather. It is -2 degrees. I'm freezing. As you can see below me, there is a bunch of traffic and I'm basically on a motorway. We can hear a lot of cars in the background, but it's about whether or not the audio quality is good with the mic that I have attached. You guys let me know, what do you think? I actually really want to try the auto tracking feature now, so let's just give that a go. Dynamic framing. So I'm going to get my husband to hold this while I move around in the frame. Wait, let me tilt it a bit down. I look hilarious. We've got the dynamic tracking on. It's following me. My husband is stationary, I can confirm. Amazing. I'm loving this. It's kind of like having your own portable cameraman on standby. So, January in London. We've reached that time now where we can see the sun and the moon at the same time. I think just based off the stabilization itself, I think it's already got 10 points. Like for me, it's a winner. The other camera, even if I breathed, like the whole camera jolted and you could see everything. It was just horrific, to be honest. Surprisingly, it is doing quite well under these London weather conditions. It is very cold outside, so I would have expected it to lag a little bit or be a bit glitchy, and I haven't had any problems at all so far. This is perfect for vlogging. I don't even have my arm extended out that much, but it's getting everything in the background. My old camera, it was a huge mirrorless camera with a big shotgun mic attached, and I could hear every Karen's conversation going on in the background. The baby crying, everything. We haven't even picked a matcha spot. I'm gonna be so real. This is the most chaotic vlog, to be honest. So if you're here for the chaotic vibes, please subscribe, I beg ya. My soul needs the matcha at this point, baby. I can't lie. This is not even a thing. Can we get one white chocolate matcha latte? Can I also have one matcha basque cheesecake, please? Let's get this straw inside. Oh, Omar, I got the mango matcha. Mango? Yeah, ice. I don't know if that's appropriate in this weather, but I'm gonna give it a swirl before giving it a little taste test. Do you want to taste some? You first. Me first. It's good. Wish it was a bit more mango-y though, but it's quite solid. No, it's actually, I think it's actually perfect. The balance is really good. You know they're using really poor quality matcha. If the matcha tastes bitter, it just means they're not using ceremonial grade. This is defo ceremonial grade. I can taste it because it's not bitter. It's not, like, it's very well blended. It's very smooth. 10 out of 10. So whilst being at this cafe, I've actually already tested out a couple features. I've tested out the 180 and 90 degree spin shot. I've also tried the tracking feature. So with the spin gimbal mode, that's where it gets kind of fancy. It's giving cinematic.
You want to have a bite of the cheesecake?
Well, if you insist. Let's give this little cheesecake a go. I think this is the best way to test the microphone as well, because although it's clipped underneath my clothes right now, I'm still in a busy cafe, there's still hustle bustle, there's still a lot going on, so we'll see if the audio is crisp. Let's give this a go. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not even exaggerating. That's really good. I'm gonna have a couple bites because I've already eaten my allowance for the day. Really good. 10 out of 10. I'm still yet to get used to the camera features itself, but for someone that's pretty much a noob, like I'm not a professional videographer or even photographer, everything that I know, I've learned myself. I can do it, guys. Anybody can. Oh, that is too damn good. We're gonna chill at this cafe for a little while longer, and then we're gonna make our way to Forbidden Planet. The cafe we're at right now, it is located in Euston. Forbidden Planet is a comic book store in London. We particularly want to get some manga because we love manga. We are huge manga fans. And they've got very good deals. The last time we went, they had a 3 for 2 deal on, which was actually much cheaper than just buying it off Amazon or just trying to find something online. If they still have that 3 for 2 deal on, I know I want to get Dan because actually no, I'm so far. I'm literally on chapter 92, so they haven't released the volumes for that yet. I'm gonna have to try to find a different manga.
I don't know why, because I'm not used to matcha, I'm more of a coffee fan. I feel very caffeinated at the moment, like extremely caffeinated.
So it pretty much is pitch black right now. This is me testing how it works without the low light settings turned on. I'm gonna do a little switch over and see how it looks like with the low light so you guys can see a difference. So I'll do the switch now. So this is how it's performing with the low light function switched on. London at night is where most cameras give up and they cry. You guys can probably have a look at the neon lights in the background and just let me know what you think. It does have a 1-inch sensor, which is doing the most right now. You let me know, can you see any grain, any shadows? Have a look at the lights behind me. I think it's doing exceptionally well. Considering that it is pitch black, I would say it's picking up quite a lot of detail right now. This camera for me is actually giving 10 out of 10. Like, I'm sold. I think that was definitely worth my final paycheck, let me not lie. So here's me recording the streets under the normal settings without the low light setting turned on. Here we have low light settings turned on. What do you think, guys? Let me know down in the comments. So we're walking through Russell Square. It is meant to be a 25-minute walk from Euston to Forbidden Planet. I think we're probably like halfway there now, innit? You can literally see how cold it is from my breath. You saw that, guys? There was no vape, that was my hot breath in this cold ass weather. My hand's about to fall off from the cold and not from the weight of the camera for once. Another thing I forgot to mention, one of the downsides of having the low light feature on is you can't have the auto tracking switched on at the same time. I'm walking quite freely, to be fair. I'm not really focused on the positioning of myself and I think it's performing really well regardless. So even then I wouldn't really say the downside is much of a downside. London at night just looks so beautiful, doesn't it?
People living here though.
Another story.
Facing the harsh reality of
cost of living crisis. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to say too
London.
much. Next thing you know, the video gets demonetized.
Babes, don't snap that video. So one of the mic concerns I had switching from a shotgun mic to a wireless mic is the battery life, but I can say that despite me using it since the morning since I left until now, I've only used up 20%. I've still got a solid 80% battery life left on the mic. In terms of the battery life on the camera, I left at about 90% and it's now only on around, I don't know, it hasn't even got the percentage on it, like it's showing that it's still about halfway. I do still have the spare battery pack with me that it comes with, the extendable pole which doubles as a battery pack. I don't even think I'm going to need to use it, guys, I'll be so honest with you. They've got some figurines here for Jujutsu Kaisen. They're actually quite decently priced. There's even some pop figurines, which we love.
A lot of Wallace and Gromit because for tourists, that's the British equivalent for comics.
I am the biggest Spy Family fanatic. I have so many figurines at home. And they've got a little Bond one with Anya. You know, I think that's such a good price. It used to be 30 and now it's 16. Got some Harry Potter stuff here as well. Shout out my neighbour Autumn, who is Team Hufflepuff. So the first floor is essentially figurines, and they've got some plushies. It's essentially just all merchandise. There's quite a lot here, guys. Honestly, like, I'm thriving. Although where I'm trying to go, it's downstairs, the manga section. They still do have the 3 for 2 offer on, which I'm gonna be taking full advantage of. Omar's holding Jujutsu Kaisen right now.
This is actually quite, like, in terms of, it's actually...
The thing that I want to get next is Chainsaw Man, because that's what I'm reading online. It's time to get some Chainsaw Man. And especially because they've got the 3 for 2 offer, probably will get free. Well, I'm getting 3.
I'm getting one for myself.
Okay, Omar's getting 1 for himself. So that means I'm getting 2 and Omar's getting 1. And here we have Chainsaw Man. If I was recording with my big camera, I would not be allowed here, but because it is a very discreet small camera, I can just get away with it. Honestly, I'm thriving. So I've got 11 and 12. They didn't have 9. Well, I mean, they did have 9, but they didn't have 10, so it didn't make sense for me to not get one after the other, because I know when I finish one, I need to read the next one. I'm not actually that far into it because I've started reading it online, so I think this will be perfect for when I reach that part. Oh, they've got volume 10! But I'm not gonna lie, because I've read it online now, I've actually read past volume 10, so they don't have a volume 11 yet. It hasn't been released.
So I've done up to 201 pages already. One of the greatest mangas ever.
Berserk. I feel like I've spent too much time in here and I'm getting a bit overstimulated. I've picked my 2, Omar's still got to pick his, but he's got no signal in here, so Omar, you're gonna have to just pick something and buy it, I'll be real.
I always wanted to start JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Actually, I think I'm putting it back just because I'd rather watch the anime of JoJo than read it. I know what to do. Yeah, Volume 7 of this, 20th Century Boy. I've been reading it already, and I'll catch up to this part, and then from there, I'll read it from this hefty book.
Now that I've picked the manga that I'm getting, let's go home.
This is a Victoria Line train to Walthamstow Central.
So we are finally home and I've got the goods right here. I was out all day, spinning, sipping overpriced matcha and filming. This camera barely broke a sweat. Compared to this camera here, which weighs about what, 2.5 kg? Having this extended out for long periods of time, it's just not reasonable. This camera literally has it all, from the bass tracking that follows me around like I'm a little puppy, to the spin gimbal mode, which makes my running look like it belongs in an Oscar-worthy film montage. Let's move on to the battery life. I left the house with this device fully charged. To be honest with you, it probably went down to about 37% before I realized, you know what, it's kind of making me uncomfortable. Let me use the power bank that it comes with. I've just got this thing in my brain. I can't let this reach anything below 30%. I did what I had to do. But honestly, I think even if I didn't have the power bank, I could have actually made it last until 0%. My previous camera was a diva. I had to carry 3 spare batteries around. I'd be swapping them out in the middle of Tesco like I was defusing a bomb. But the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, not only does it last very long, but it also charges extremely fast. That being said, I do have to mention a small con that I already knew before I purchased this camera. So upon turning this camera off, the gimbal does actually swerve the lens so that it faces inwards. However, sometimes it doesn't stay fully folded. So if I was to throw it in my bag, I've noticed that today it actually flipped out a bit. But to avoid scratching the lens and having a meltdown, I actually already installed a tempered glass screen protector on both the screen and the lens to prevent any of that happening, because I know I'm so prone to being clumsy and this is not the type of camera you can be hard-handed with. Speaking of meltdowns, I completely forgot to test the wide angle lens. I mean, how did I forget to use this? This is the thing that's gonna make my vlogs look like it came out of a travel documentary. Let's give it a go now that we are indoors. I know that it will give a bit of curvature to the sides. Let's try it out. We are so close in proximity right now, aren't we? You're in my personal space right now, but it's okay. Let's pop on the wide angle lens and push it back a bit. 3, 2, 1. Did you hear that click? Now imagine vlogging outside with this. Iconic, right? Just think about the cozy scenes and cinematic shots I could create with this beautiful wide angle lens. It's perfect for vlogging, especially if you're trying to capture everything in one shot. You ain't gotta worry about, oh, let me swap out my big lens with this big lens. It's just a quick whoop. The only thing you gotta worry about is not dropping it in your tea in the middle of a vlog, but that's another story. Another thing I should probably address, I am not a professional videographer, and I should have mentioned that in the beginning of my videos, but I'm pretty sure you could tell just based off how chaotic my vlogs really are. Shocking, I know. That being said, this does have features on the actual camera where you can film in D-Log-M, and if you don't know, that is a color profile which kind of neutralizes everything and makes it look grayish. I'm not gonna be talking about that in this video because I am not a pro, I'm not a techie, I just like fancy gadgets, okay? I do think that's something I will teach myself later on in the future, so if you want a video on that once I have established those skills, let me know and I can drop one for you. I think it would be more useful to use those manual settings, and then when it comes to color grading, the shots will look more cinematic, but I'm just not there yet. So this entire video I have been filming in auto. There are also some LUTs you can download that are for free, that are compatible for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so hopefully future me can pull off those dreamy cinematic shots without looking like a deer in headlights. I'm actually using the DJI MIMO app to view myself live. You can actually download this on your phone as well, so you basically have a monitor to see how everything looks, and guys, I can't lie, I'm absolutely loving it. I can even control it so that it goes left or right. I do not have the tracking feature enabled, so I'm gonna just rotate it left and right. You can probably even see a little tour of my room, to be honest. Let's move it this way. Oh yeah, it moved. Let's move it the other way. This has unintentionally turned out to be a room tour. Now let's center myself. You see? How cool is that? It also does have this thing called glamour effect. God, guys, this is so cute. I can literally see myself in the app live. So cool. This is just revolutionary. I can't believe no one ever thought of this before. DJI, you are killing it. So if you were to ask me, would I recommend this camera? The answer is yes. And was it worth the price tag? Absolutely. All right, so let's do a quick recap and a quick summary. Here are my final thoughts. The pros are you get buttery smooth footage, the spin gimbal mode, which makes me feel like a filmmaker, HDR settings, base tracking that actually works, and a solid battery life. The wide angle lens is also perfect for cramped spaces. It's also got vertical mode, which is perfect for filming TikToks, Instagram reels, and the quality is actually exceptional. You can actually film in 4K at 60 frames per second, and if you want to do slow-mo, it can go up to 4K at 120 frames per second. Just think about how buttery smooth that footage is. It has 166 hours of battery life, and it's fast charging, and also a 1-inch sensor for better low light performance. As a non-techie, I'll admit that specs is something that just completely go over my head, but with this, it's so easy to use, literally fresh out the box. You do not need to be a pro. The lens folding thing is an issue, but it's nothing that a screen protector can't solve. Another thing I didn't mention, you get 5 chances to skip activation, and after that it's actually game over. I've heard of people that have unusable DJI Osmo Pocket 3s straight out the box because they skipped the activation thing 5 times, so don't be that person that forgets their logins. Another con is that it's not actually weatherproof, so for someone that lives in London and experiences rainy weather all the time, there may be moments I may have to actually pull out my iPhone. The zoom also isn't amazing, but I can live with that. I might still even carry my Canon M50 on days where I know I want those close-up shots. I'm actually already thinking about pairing this camera with the DJI Action 5. That's definitely a purchase for another time though, but I do think that they'd go perfectly hand in hand, especially for more action shots. If DJI is watching, please send it my way, your girl needs help. Alright. Daily vlog wise though, I think this is still perfect. I'd rate it a solid 9 out of 10. I'll be able to capture an entire field of view without taking up someone else's personal space. So for intimate vloggers or quiet vloggers or shy vloggers, I think it's perfect. It retails for £619. I got a bit lucky because I bought it on sale at £549. For the price, it is an investment, but honestly, would I sell my kidney for this camera? The answer is yes. I definitely would. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the mini vlog, if you have your eye on this camera, are you looking to purchase this camera, or just if you were here for the vibes. Were you here for the matcha, the manga, or the camera geekery? Personally, I was here for all 3. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, because this chaotic energy is something that is just very consistent on this channel. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!